Welcome back. Here we go again with the new episode of Casa Italia podcast. Also, Tommaso is here with me today once again.
Hey guys.
And I have the pleasure of introducing you to my friend Pawel here.
Yeah, so as Enrico said, my name is Pawel. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Poland. And
The Poland killer.
Polish walls for friends. And yeah, I'm a goalkeeper for Life University. I'm happy to play with the guys.
Thank you so much for coming today. And just to give you a little bit of context, Pawel has just transferred here last season from another university.
Yeah, my previous school, it was Missouri Baptist University in St. Louis. So actually, that's my third school. Because I was a junior last year. I'm gonna be a senior. So last dance in NAIA. But
Was that in NIA? What do you mean?
yeah, because it's gonna be my fourth season. I only got 4 years of eligibility.
Yeah, but you mean that you like?
No, I will have one more year. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. One more year. But so I played my freshman year in Kentucky, in University of Cumberlands, the school which get us out of the nationals.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we have to get them back. And then I was really close of going back home after my freshman year, but I got a last minute deal from the coach in St. Louis. I get there, just everything worked, and then Coach Palma found me.
We all know when Coach Palma calls, it's very hard to say no.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
It's impossible to say no
Yeah.
to Coach Palma.
When he found you, you're done, basically. The way you're gonna finish.
Then after 1 year with Life, are you satisfied for what we've done, or?
Oh
how
yeah,
do you
for
feel
sure.
about
Of course, there is still a little bit of hunger after the nationals, because of course we all wanted to go 3 out of 3 in the first year. But yeah, that was much better than I was expecting, for sure.
I totally agree, and I think we have to see how this year goes, and we are all excited for the incoming year. But I wanted to ask you, it's very interesting because you've seen 3 different places, 3 different schools, and so the first one, can tell us about a little bit your journey here now. How did it start, where, and how did it continue?
So everything was really random. I had no idea that I even can go play in the United States. And when I was about to graduate from high school, I was like most of us from Europe, like I was standing in front of the dilemma of what I can do after that. Or I can go and play, or I can go to school, because it's really hard to do both on the competitive level. So I was thinking about that, and then I saw that one of my friends, she was playing volleyball, got a scholarship. I just saw it on Instagram, like complete announcement post. And I was like, I can actually give it a try. So that's how I ended up in Kentucky. It was really late also. So I started looking for the school late in May.
Yeah, very.
Within 2 months, I was already in the United States.
Hey, in a good school, actually.
The school was good, the program was good. The year where I was there, they were not as good as last year or this year, but we were still ranked. I think we were like number 18 or something like that. We make it to the nationals. I played 3 years back to back in the national tournament. But everything around besides the team was not good at all. And also my season was not good. I didn't perform as good as I can. I don't know what was going on. Because I remember I never before and never after that made mistakes like that, like in my freshman year.
How about the first year? I never knew.
Yeah, it was different. A lot of people don't even realize how different is playing in the college than actually playing in the club. Because I had the chance to play professional and semi-professional back home for a couple seasons almost. And so I thought I'm ready for that. Of course, I've been around the first division team for 2 years, since I was 16 basically. So then I come to States, of course it's gonna be easy, but it was not easy. No, it was completely different. Even though I played with the guys who are playing, I played with one guy, he had a couple hundred games on the first division level. I thought he's the magician, but then I came here, and do you guys remember the number 10 from Cumberlands? His little guy from Spain.
Yeah.
And then I saw
My
Mario. Yeah, his name was Mario. First time I saw some stuff like that with the ball. I never saw stuff like that. It was completely different idea of football, of soccer. And after first year, I was basically, I don't want to say cut off of the team, but the coach was like, I'm not kicking you out, you can stay, but you're not gonna play. you're gonna be probably number 3. So I was like, that's not what I want. Especially that my first year was bad in general for me as well. The Cumberlands, the Williamsburg, Kentucky is middle of nowhere. So there's
I've been there.
Yeah.
The campus is nice for what I saw, but the problem is that it's in the middle of
no,
nowhere.
the campus and facilities are good, but there is nothing else to do. You stay the whole day with yourself in the room. And also, there is no, as I said, I had no idea I can play in States. There is not a lot of athletes from Poland in States. There are like small groups, mostly Hispanics. My team was really Hispanic. So like the small groups in the team. And then I was like with them, but more on the side, still doing my own thing, basically by myself.
Yeah, first year, and this is something that really impacts your will to stay or look for something else.
No, yeah, like till I go back home for summer, I was in my mind. I was like, I'm not coming back. I started looking for the school back home, for the university, for the team. I was reaching out to my agent again because I had an agent back home when I was playing, and I was like, listen, I think I'm gonna come back, start looking for a team. And then when my mom was pushing me the most to go to find the school back home, because I was like, okay, you can come back, but you cannot stop doing it.
Yeah, give up like that. No,
you have
1 year.
No.
You have to keep going.
And then I was like, okay, I sent up a couple of emails. I even sent out the email to Coach Pama after the first year. I was sending a lot of emails to like all of the ranked teams, but I got the very last minute offer from St. Louis. It was even later. The first year I was looking in May. I think the offer which I got from St. Louis was mid-June. So it was basically a month before I got there.
That's crazy.
It was really late.
The edge.
It was almost there, yeah. So then I end up in St. Louis and everything started working out a little bit more. Because I was also going there with idea I'm not gonna really start, but with the chance of playing. And then after a couple of games, I just jumped into the call. Coach gave me the chance, which I'm really grateful for. And I just stayed till the end of the season. We won I'm pretty sure first time in a couple of years we won the ring over there we won the tournament, the conference tournament.
Which conference did you do?
They changed. I think it was in Mid-America. Right now they're in AMC, the one where William Penn has.
Oh,
I don't remember the name because the Cumberlands are in Mid-South. And I don't remember. The conference was really bad though. There was I think there was only one ranked team. So like it was that was not a really competitive place.
And was it better city-wise, the life outside of campus, or
my life
was a step up or a step back from Kentucky?
Oh yeah, it was a step up, but my life outside of over there was really funny because I didn't know nothing about St. Louis.
Okay.
And before I moved there, and then I moved there and I find out that this is I think like top 2 or top 3 places with the highest crime rate in the whole United States.
White place.
Yeah, and then of course I didn't know nothing about parts of the city. Last year I was living outside of the campus, so we were looking for apartment. So of course the cheapest possible. So we got an apartment in a very dangerous part of the city.
But you didn't know, of course.
I didn't know it before, but then I moved it, and it was like basically like a social apartment for people.
Yeah.
So yeah, before, especially in Poland, there is no guns, no nothing like that around. And then I moved there. Basically, every single night I hear gunshots around the neighborhood. So it was it was different for sure. Once even a bullet hit my window. In the middle of the day, I was just laying down in my bed, and the bullet hit my window.
That's scary.
Insane.
But I liked it more than Kentucky, of course, because there was stuff to do around. There was just something,
Yes, it was more live.
I was not stuck in the room basically, because in my first year I basically watched the whole Netflix. I had nothing to do.
Yeah, you did practice, class, room.
Yeah, so and especially so during the season we were practicing in the afternoon. There was like something during the day, but the off season practice was 8 a.m. I think. My classes were till 12. So at 12 my day was over. Like I since 12 till the rest of the day I had nothing to do.
I know that's hard. It's like that.
And then St. Louis was cool. It was okay, but then I got the call from here. And I'm really glad I came here. That was like at the beginning I was a little bit skeptic about that, because the only thing which I knew about life before it was that I play once against life with Cumberlands and we won. So we beat live, and the year before we got here, the life was not really good. They
You were
didn't have,
skeptical about the level.
like as a
soccer
team,
level.
like yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw it as a good place to live, and coach was like, he showed me his whole idea for the next year, so I just went with it.
So you did some researches also on Marietta, on the
Yeah, of
city,
course.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
I didn't want to make the same mistake as I did,
As they did St.
like
Louis.
as I did before St. Louis. I was like, okay, it's cool. It was fun. Not cool. It was like something completely new to discover.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to leave again.
Something
you know,
to
like
tell some
like that.
story.
No, it's my parents were every single night worried about what's gonna happen.
So far, so you have Kentucky, Missouri,
And
Georgia.
I hope I'm not moving again.
Right, now, when is the expected graduation for you?
In March.
In
So
March.
I got 3 more quarters.
Okay, well.
So one more year.
Yeah, only has still basically a year to go.
Yeah. But like, you came here from Poland, so we don't have many guys from Poland.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
never met like a ton of guys from East Europe. So like, how was your life in Poland? Which is like the difference from here?
The main difference are people, I would say, because all of the Americans are really super positive about everything all the time. And I'm not gonna lie, that was something which was pissing me off at the beginning. Like at the beginning, I was like, why everybody's so happy? Because back home, the people are like really straightforward. There's nobody asking how your day is going on the street,
Yeah, no,
like overly smiling, just like trying to do a small talk with you. So I was like, I just didn't understand that. And they're like, with the athletes, the big thing are the Hispanic culture here. There's really a lot of Hispanic people, which I was also like completely not used to. I would say that's the opposite of the culture which I grew up. Now I get into that.
after it takes a while.
Like now I understand it a little bit more. Also, my girlfriend is Mexican, so I'm a lot of around her family.
You love it,
Yeah.
let me say.
The love of my life. Yeah, no, I'm just coming back of watching the game with her whole family. But that's something completely different. Everyone is loud, they dancing, they singing, and like back home we usually just sit down and talk. It's much more, it's less loud in general. And also, of course, the thing which I miss the most are my friends and family. Because like even though I get used to this culture a little bit, those are like still people very different from me. I still feel like we don't get along that well as I wish, and of course as I get with my friends back home. But I'm really grateful I still have really good contact with my friends whenever I go back home. Like we have a really big group still together from high school. Whenever I go back home, we still take trips together.
I know
We
that's,
go-
that's
yeah.
not easy, especially after living abroad.
Yeah, so after 3 years, I have 2 really close friends. One my best friends I know my whole life. So like we talk basically every single week. Like we still, in as much as we can, of course. Like he lives his life and I live my life over here.
Yeah, for me it's one of the toughest things.
And also that's painful. Like when you see all your friends, like the group which you were for a couple years, they do their stuff all together, and then you're here like watching that from the phone basically. But my life was good. Like I cannot complain. Like I left here because I know that there are some guys who live here. Like to live to States is like a last chance. That's something which because they didn't have a really good life back home. I left more because I had no idea where I want to take my life from the certain point. But yeah.
So would you say that one of the things that pushed you, like the very last kick to push you and take the final step to move to USA was like to have the curiosity of explore the world and see what would you do?
Just to see what's there for me. Because okay, I was all the time aware that I was at the moment, and I'm still not good enough to go fully professional, just do it for my life and that's it. But I still want to play, and I still want to get my degree. I was like, but I was more curious, as you say. More, okay, let's see what's gonna be in that.
I totally understand. You said you were playing professionally there.
Yes, I was around, when I was 14, I get scouted to the First Division Club Academy.
Okay.
And then I was there basically since I left home. So for my last 2 years, I was like on the roster with them. I never played an official game with the First Division team. And also I signed the deal with them.
Yeah.
And my last year also I played as on a loan with the semi-professional team, but it was also like all senior teams. You got big older, almost 35-year-old guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
like
you were
we did.
16. You were 16.
yeah, I was. Yeah, when I played my first official game, I was 17, and I got guys. When I was 16, getting into the team, and I got guys who are 35-year-old, 3 times bigger than me, and
Yeah, they could be your father as well.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
You were the rookie, no?
Yeah, I remember first time when I was getting into the locker room with them, with the first division team, I was 16. I was like, I had no idea how to even approach them. Those are guys who are 20 years older than me sometimes. It's like, how should I call them, sir? Or what's up? Just dub them. I was like, I had no idea what to do.
And like the fact that composed me the most the first time that I've been in a senior locker room was like when I was talking with my teammates, they had some son, they have daughters, and I was just a guy. I was like 17, 18, and for me it was so strange. And I was the captain in the youth sector, I would say, and so I was like the leader and was like amazing, like to be in the locker room. I just had fun with everyone, but like the first time that I've been to a pro locker room was like amazing, and it was like disconnecting to reality for me, seeing that like my teammates, the people sit around me, they had son, they have daughters, actually they were fathers of family, so for me, it was kind of strange.
Yeah, it's for sure different. It's for me too. When I was in the youth locker room, the guys my age, I was the guy playing music. I was doing
you were the main character, no?
And then
you moved to the old guy locker room, and then you're just a kid, and they don't give you the same attention, maybe the same respect.
No, you just sit in the corner and take the balls to the practice. That's what it's like. And pick up the stuff after the practice. That's like
take all the shit that they tell you every time.
Like you just do your thing. Like you have to pay that.
But this is one thing that I'm grateful that I had experienced that before coming here, and in general in my life, because I learned a lot from that. And then of course for me it's different because I had the chance to be also one of starting from being the rookie and getting like older in the team and be recognized now and be sitting with the old guy.
You will be one of the 35 years old guy in the locker room right now.
I will be the one that tells you take the water bottles, please, and be fast.
The uncle of the team. Yeah. No, but that's true. Okay, I wasn't like I was 18 when I was 18 turning 19 when I left to States. But I'm still like those 2-3 years with the senior teams around. It taught me a lot, like the discipline and the respect in the team. So which a lot of guys here they don't have. Especially we got freshmen coming out to the field the last, leaving first, like they don't take nothing. Then you got seniors or captains picking up the stuff after the like we like in our, but it's not only our locker, like in our locker room, like all of those teams previously which I've been to in States. It works the same. There's not that discipline because I feel like people, the main difference between the club, like playing it for the club and for the school, that unfortunately not all of the players are taking it as serious as the club players. Because they like, I'm here for 4 years, I'm good. And then with the club is you don't perform, they're gonna cut you off after first month.
Yeah, especially maybe they're giving you some money, the club is paying you to do your job, basically.
That's the main, I would say that's the biggest difference. On the field, the same stuff, we all play, there's one ball and we do the same thing, but everything around the field is so much different.
For me it was the same. I had a little hard time in the beginning because I was expecting the same behavior from people, especially from people younger than me. But then now I'm getting better in communicating because in the beginning I was just getting nervous and maybe screaming to people. Now I know that
kick some ankles, those kind of stuff.
Now I know you need to approach the young guys and just teach them in a way, So
the thing is they don't want to be taught. Like
but one thing that I really love about our coach is that he tries to examine people before players,
True.
And so I really like this team because I don't think we have any troublemaker or somebody.
No, we don't really have somebody who's standing out in a bad way.
But yes, I wanted to ask you, last year you played almost all the games, And how was the end of the season for you? Because for me, I have a little bit of when you have something in your hands and you feel like you want to scrap, and I want to start a new season with a bigger emphasis, and now we are the leaders of the team. So I wanted to ask, how is your feeling for the incoming season?
I'm looking forward. I cannot wait to the first game. I cannot wait to the time when we start practicing again, start being together. Because I know that we can go much further than last year. And we can play better. I know I can play better. So I just cannot wait for that. Of course, I'm glad for all of what we had last year, for all the individual awards which I got last year, of course. But I want more. I want more, and it sucks a little bit that we have to wait those 6 months or 7 months after we're done. And we cannot play right away in the spring everywhere else.
No, that's right. For me, one of the hardest things is the off season is so long, and it's okay because you have time to recover, especially mentally, I would say. But now that we are approaching 2 months left, I really feel that time.
Yeah, I cannot wait either. I cannot wait. I'm just looking forward from starting from the first game to the last game. Because, I'm missing the word, but when you're just like one more, like you're satisfied, but you eat good, but you still have a space for dessert.
Yes, for dessert. That's right. And especially last season, it's gonna be even more stronger also, this feeling for you. And what about the academics, no? What is your major here?
I'm doing a business major. So like
Business side.
Yeah, school is like a side job here. Like we all know about that. If you show up to your classes and just do your assignments in time, you have to really mess up not to get perfect scores.
And how was like the class environment for you? What was the main difference that you found when you moved here from Europe?
Much less respect as to the person, to the professor. Back home the professor is like a big boss, the teacher. And here, of course, he's still the boss he's the leader of the class. But it's more like a conversation with your older friend than actually sitting and listening in the lecture. And also people, of course, care much less than here. The biggest shock for me was in the beginning, in my freshman year, when I showed up to one of my first days. I would usually go to school, dress up, like in jeans, getting ready.
Yeah, like European.
And everybody is wearing a PJs.
I remember as well, the first time when everyone with the Crocs, with the flip-flop, and it was kind of around.
And I was like, what's going on over here?
You thought you were the weird one.
Yeah, I was like, that's how it was. The whole high school, for example, I usually wear hats. And the whole high school I had a problem with my teachers because I wanted to stay in the hat during the classes. I could never do that. They're always making me take off my hat. The first class here, I show up, I was like, okay, I make sure I take off my hat, I want to look good the first day. They don't say nothing. I guess 10 guys next to me sitting in the hat and in pajamas.
You were so happy for that.
That was the good thing, yeah. For that I was happy. But anything else than that, like the school is more like, of course it's important. That's like the reason why we're here. But realistically, it's like an add-on to the life which we have here.
Yeah, I think like right now there is a big change in American like education. In sense of like in Italy, university generally you do the exam and you do the oral exam. There is no way that you can cheat it. Like there is no way that you can bypass the oral exam. No. While here in America, it's just, and the Anglo-Saxon culture is a lot of like writing, a lot of discussion, a lot of essays, as you said. So it's easier. Like I don't want to do. There is like something else that I can do just to overpass the problem. So I think I heard other studies that basically they are cutting out all the A. So basically now, if you have 20 students in a class, everyone can take an A.
Yeah,
now
that's
they're
true.
thinking about that just 20% of the class can take an A. So just to increase the competitiveness in order like to see that the grade still have value, because right now I think that there is this problem around American university.
It doesn't have a lot of value, those grades, I would say so. Because I know I have a perfect GPA. I have GPA 4.0 and I know how much work I have to put in that. And I don't think so. It's like that's the value. The work which I put, the amount of the work which I have to put, and the outcome of the grades. Also, like I see my friends back home taking basically the same majors as I take here, and they have to do 5 times more at least for everything than we have to do here. And also, like the big like you said in Italy, like in Poland is really similar. You get like couple like smaller tests during the quarter or term. But you got one big exam at the end, or you pass or you fail. Yeah. There's not much in between. And here, even if you fail the final exam, you can still get a B.
I want to say, you were 19 when you came in America?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the year before you came in America, you go to your mothers and your mother, your father say, yeah, I would like to go to America. How they react?
They were really supportive. My mom was also like, my mom always was the person who was like pushing me out to the world. She was making sure that I learn English or take private lessons, so I never had a problem with the language. She was always taking me to extra classes, whatever I could possibly take. Starting all of the sports, possibly playing up, growing up. I was starting with karate when I was 6 years old, and then later on playing volleyball, handball, soccer, and I stick with soccer. But she was always supportive. Whatever I do, doesn't matter what is my decision, unless I'm not doing something stupid. She's always gonna take my side. So they were helping me a lot with everything.
One, two, three,